Look at this terminal. Create property graph. Graph_table. Match. This is not Neo4j. This is not Cipher. This is PostgreSQL 19 running graph queries on your existing relational tables. Friends of friends. Path traversals. Variable length pattern matching. All in standard SQL. On tables you already have. With indexes you already built. And that is just the headline. PG19 also brings group by all, the syntax that DuckDB users have had for years. On conflict do select atomic get or create that solves a problem from PG 9.5. Ignore nulls for window functions 7 years in the making. And for portion of temporal DML that completes the SQL 2011 standard. This is one of the most feature-rich SQL releases in PostgreSQL history. Let me walk you through each one. 7 SQL features in 13 slides. SQL/PGQ graph queries on relational tables. Group by all auto-infer grouping columns. On conflict do select atomic get or create with no dead tuples. Ignore nulls, window functions skip null values. For portion of temporal DML with automatic range splitting. Plus copy to JSON format, PG_plan_advice query hints, random for dates, and superfast aggregation optimization. Stay to slide 11, I will give you the complete try-it-yourself script with sample data for every feature. SQL/PGQ is ISO SQL 2023 Part 16. Property graph queries. It is the biggest SQL addition in years. Here is how it works. You have your existing tables, people and knows. No changes. Now you overlay a property graph with create property graph. You define vertex tables, people, with a key and a label. You define edge tables, knows, with source key, destination key, and a label. Properties map to column names. The critical point, no data is copied. The property graph is a view-like overlay. Metadata, not materialized data. No ETL. No sync problems. No separate database. Under the hood, the graph definition is stored in new system catalogs. The rewriter translates graph patterns into standard relational joins and CTEs. The planner sees normal SQL. Your B-tree indexes work. Your GIN indexes work. Explain works. Grant and revoke work. PG_dump handles it. Authors, Peter Eisentraut and Ashutosh Bappat. Committed March 2026. Now the fun part. Graph_table goes in the from clause. Inside it, match defines the pattern. Vertex, parentheses. Edge, square brackets with an arrow for direction. So, A, E, arrow, B, means vertex A, edge E to vertex B. A friends of friends from London, match, A, to, B, to C, where A.city equals London and is not C, columns projects the results into normal SQL columns. After the from clause, it is regular SQL where, order by, group by, join, everything. Variable length paths, E star 1.3, arrow. This matches paths of 1 to 3 hops. The rewriter generates recursive CTEs for this so the planner can optimize it like any recursive query. PSQL_DG lists property graphs. PG_get_prop_graph_def shows the definition. PG_dump handles everything automatically. Use cases, social networks, fraud detection, supply chain dependencies, org charts, network topology, knowledge graphs. Group by all automatically adds every non-aggregate, non-window function expression from the select list to the group by clause. Look at the before and after. Before, you write department, region, extract year from hire_date in the select, then repeat all 3 in group by. Tedious. Error-prone when you add a column and forget to add it to group by. PG19, group by all. Done. It infers the grouping columns automatically. This has been in DuckDB, BigQuery, Snowflake, Databricks, and ClickHouse for years. The SQL committee approved it for the standard. PostgreSQL is the latest to adopt it. Not everyone agreed. Some developers argued you should always write group by explicitly for code clarity. The community debated this. But the standard committee approved it, so the debate is settled. It is in PG-19. One edge case, expressions that mix aggregates and non-aggregates, like a plus count star over window. PG-19 treats window functions like aggregates, they are excluded from the inferred group by. OnConflict do select is the third action for insert OnConflict. After do nothing and do update, we now have do select. The problem it solves. Since PG 9.5, the standard get or create pattern was OnConflict do update set name equals excluded.name. This looks like a no-op, but it is not. It writes a new row version. That creates a dead tuple. For high conflict tables, session stores, cache tables, idempotent APIs, this accumulated serious bloat. Do select does a read, not a write. If the row exists, it returns the existing row. If not, it inserts and returns the new row. Atomic. No dead tuples. No WAL write OnConflict. No index update. Benchmarks show it is nearly 4 times faster than the do update workaround on conflict-heavy workloads. Use cases, idempotent API endpoints, create user if not exists, return user. Session management. Cache population. Configuration seeding. Any pattern where you want give me this row, creating it if necessary. Ignore nulls for window functions. 7 years in the making, the first patch was submitted in 2018. 5 window functions now support it: lag, lead, first_value, last_value, and nth_value. Each accepts ignore nulls or respect nulls, which is the default. The classic use case, time series data with gaps. Sensor readings where some timestamps are null. Before PG-19, you needed ugly coalesce plus subquery workarounds to fill gaps. Now, last_value temperature ignore nulls over order by TS. The null rows get the last known non-null value. One line. The implementation is efficient. It uses a 2-bit null info array during execution. Once a row has been evaluated as null or not null, it is remembered. No re-evaluation on subsequent lookups. This matters for large partitions. This is standard SQL syntax. Oracle, SQL Server, BigQuery all have it. PostgreSQL was the last major database without it. For portion of completes the SQL 2011 temporal feature set. PG-18 added without overlaps temporal constraints. PG-19 adds the DML side. Here is the problem. You have a room booking from July 10th to July 20th for Alice. You want to change July 15th to 18th to Bob. In traditional SQL, you would delete the original row and insert 3 new rows, before, modified, after. Error prone. Breaks if you forget a piece. PG-19, update room_bookings for portion of booked from July 15th to July 18th set guest equals Bob. One statement. PostgreSQL automatically splits the original range into the pieces. The non-overlapping constraint is preserved. Delete for portion of works the same way, it removes just the specified subrange and preserves the rest. Use cases, hotel and resource bookings, employee assignment schedules, insurance policy periods, subscription billing, any valid time data model. 6 more SQL improvements worth knowing. Each is small. Together they make a much better developer experience. Copy to format JSON. Native JSON export. No more row_to_JSON workarounds. PG_plan_advice. Official query plan hints via a contribution module. The first supported hints system in PostgreSQL history. Set pg_plan_advice.hints equals seekscan t1. Override the planner when it gets it wrong. Random min-max for dates and timestamps. Random date between 2020 and 2026 in one function call instead of floor random times interval arithmetic. pg_get_database_ddl. Returns the create database command for any database. Improved explain with RDTSC timing, better aliases, and graph query support. Step back for the big picture. PG-17 modernized JSON and merge. PG-18 built infrastructure AIO, temporal constraints, OAuth, skip scan. PG-19 delivers the SQL payoff. Graph queries. Temporal DML. Modern aggregation syntax. Atomic upserts. Window function improvements. Query plan hints. PG-19 closes the gap with every analytics database on the market. DuckDB has group by all, now so does PostgreSQL. BigQuery has ignore nulls, now so does PostgreSQL. Neo4j has graph queries, now PostgreSQL has SQL/PGQ with the full power of the relational engine underneath. This is the release where PostgreSQL stops apologizing for missing SQL features. Here is the try-it-yourself script I promised. Copy this. Run it on PG-19 beta. Group by all one query, instant result. On conflict do select, create a users table with a unique email, insert twice, see the difference. Ignore nulls, create a sensor table with null gaps, run last_value with ignore nulls. Random dates, one function call. For SQL/PGQ, you need the property graph setup from slide 3, create the people and knows tables, insert some data, create the property graph, then run graph_table queries. All features are in PG-19 beta right now. Docker run Postgres 19 beta and you are up in 30 seconds. PG_plan_advice is the only one that requires installing a contribution module. The most feature-rich SQL release in years. SQL/PGQ graph queries on relational tables. Group by all for less boilerplate. On conflict do select for atomic get or create. Ignore nulls for window functions. For portion of for temporal DML. Plus copy JSON, plan hints, and aggregation optimization. If you have been waiting for PostgreSQL to catch up, it just did. If this helped you, subscribe for weekly PostgreSQL deep dives. Comment graph and I will put the complete SQL/PGQ sample schema and queries in the pinned comment.